What if I told you one of Pontiac's most overlooked muscle cars from the golden era has just made a shocking return in 2026? That's right, the Pontiac Tempest is back. A name once buried under the weight of GTO legends, Firebirds, and big V8s, now reborn for a new generation. But here's the question. Does this Tempest deserve its place in Pontiac's comeback story? Or is it just another attempt to cash in on nostalgia? Today, we'll find out. For many car fans, when you hear Pontiac, you think of icons like the GTO, the Trans Am, or maybe the Firebird. But hidden in Pontiac's muscle history was the Tempest, a car that, in the early 1960s, helped ignite the muscle car movement. The Tempest laid the foundation for the legendary GTO, blending affordability, performance, and style in a way that clicked with the youth market. But as the decades rolled on, the Tempest name faded into obscurity. Most people today don't even remember it existed. Until now. In 2026, Pontiac is resurrecting the Tempest. Not as just another crossover, not as a badge-engineered sedan, but as a bold return to affordable performance. And that decision is fascinating. Because in today's market, performance cars are disappearing, prices are skyrocketing, and muscle heritage is at risk of being lost. So is the new Tempest a real shot at reviving Pontiac's forgotten glory, or just a name slapped on a modern shell? Let's dive in. The first thing you'll notice is the design. Pontiac's new Tempest doesn't try to copy the past beat for beat, but it nods to its heritage in all the right places. The front fascia carries a modernized split grille, with aggressive LED signatures that immediately scream Pontiac. The profile is compact and muscular, sitting lower than today's bulky crossovers, with bold character lines that recall the clean aggression of 1960s Pontiacs. Around back, a subtle ducktail spoiler and squared-off taillights finish the look, with just enough retro flavor to connect past and present. Step inside, and the Tempest keeps the same philosophy, performance-focused but approachable. The driver gets a sharp digital cluster, a wide infotainment display with the latest connectivity, and sport-inspired seating that hugs without suffocating. The materials aren't luxury level, but that's not the point. The Tempest is about giving enthusiasts a driver-first cabin without pricing itself out of reach. And the driving experience? That's where things get interesting. Pontiac offers two engine choices: a turbocharged four-cylinder for efficiency and daily use, and a naturally aspirated V6 that channels more of that old-school muscle character. The four-cylinder keeps costs down while still delivering spirited performance, while the V6 makes the Tempest feel alive, delivering the growl, the urgency, and the excitement that Pontiac muscle cars were built on. No, it's not a giant V8, but it doesn't have to be. What matters is that it captures that raw, fun-to-drive energy that's been missing in the affordable performance segment. Handling is another big leap forward. Thanks to a lighter chassis and a tuned suspension setup, the Tempest feels sharp and agile on the road. It's not just about straight-line speed, it's about cornering, balance, and giving drivers confidence behind the wheel. In fact, this is where it separates itself from retro rivals. The Tempest feels modern, nimble, and connected, all while keeping its muscle car edge alive. Of course, there are trade-offs. The rear seats are tight, the trunk is serviceable but not huge, and the lack of a V8 will make purists roll their eyes. But here's the catch. Pontiac knows exactly who it's targeting. This isn't for the die-hard collector who only cares about cubic inches. It's for younger drivers, new enthusiasts, and anyone who wants muscle-inspired performance without a luxury price tag. Take it onto the open road, and the Tempest starts to make sense. The Turbo 4 feels sprightly and efficient, great for daily commutes and weekend fun, but it's the V6 that delivers the punch. Step on the gas, and it responds with urgency, paired with a soundtrack that's pure Pontiac soul. Corner after corner, the chassis stays planted, the steering feels alive, and the car begs you to push just a little harder. It's the kind of driving experience that reminds you why we love cars in the first place. And then we get to the part that really turns heads, the price. While modern performance cars continue to climb into luxury territory, Pontiac is planting the Tempest firmly in the attainable zone. It's thousands less than a new Mustang or Camaro, and way more affordable than most performance EVs on the horizon. It's a car you could realistically own, not just dream about. This is where the Tempest's rebirth becomes more than just nostalgia. It's not pretending to be the GTO. It's not trying to beat Hellcats or supercars. It's bringing muscle-inspired fun back to the people who miss it most. And that's something the market desperately needs. So, what's the verdict? The 2026 Pontiac Tempest isn't perfect. It won't silence purists who demand a V8 under every hood. It won't dethrone the Mustang or rewrite the rules of performance. But what it does do is carve out something unique. A performance car with heritage, character, and most importantly, accessibility. It's fun to drive, it looks the part, and it keeps Pontiac's rebellious spirit alive in a market that's been getting stale. For younger buyers, first-time enthusiasts, or anyone who just wants an affordable daily driver with muscle car flavor, the Tempest could be the perfect fit. For hardcore muscle fans who want maximum horsepower and quarter-mile bragging rights, this probably isn't your car. And that's okay. Because the Tempest isn't trying to be everything to everyone. It's trying to be a spark, a reminder of what Pontiac once stood for, and a bridge to what performance driving can be in today's world. And maybe that's the biggest win of all. At a time when crossovers and SUVs dominate, when performance is becoming a luxury instead of a thrill, Pontiac is daring to bring back a forgotten name and give it real meaning. If the Tempest succeeds, it could inspire a wave of affordable performance cars from other automakers. If it fails, it'll just be another chapter in Pontiac's long, complicated history. But one thing is certain. It's bold, it's unexpected, and it proves that sometimes the cars we least expect are the ones that make the biggest impact. So, what do you think? Is the new Tempest a worthy return of a forgotten muscle classic, or is Pontiac just playing the nostalgia card? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear if you'd actually buy one of these. And don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the latest car launches, and share this video with a fellow gearhead who loves a good comeback story. Because whether you love it or hate it, the Pontiac Tempest's return proves that muscle cars, even the forgotten ones, still have a place on the road today.